Hello everyone, this is Goosebumps Godzilla, and today I'm doing another Goosebumps themed video, and I am going to be ranking the 10 best Goosebumps episodes. So coming in at number 10 is The Haunted Mask, parts 1 and 2. So this one was very scary. I like the whole plot of when you put on the mask, you become the mask and can't take it off. I love that concept. It's such an original idea. And I love it. It is a really good book. The episode is very, very well done. It's scary. And altogether, it's a really fun Halloween episode. Well, coming in, number 9th place is Night of the Living Dummy 2. So this marked the first appearance of everyone's favorite ventriloquist dummy, Slappy, and this is one of his scariest episodes, and also it just felt like a Night of the Living Dummy book. It was a perfect adaptation, although I wish it followed more closely with the book. It followed almost perfectly close, and I just loved it. It was a really fun episode, and I've rewatched this one a lot lately, just because it's so good. Well, coming in number 8th place is Calling All Creeps. So, the book is absolutely phenomenal. Perfect book. Nothing is wrong with it ever. And the episode is not as good, but it really did a very well done adaptation of Calling All Creeps. And honestly did the best it could. The Goosebumps series isn't renowned for its special effects, so the fact that they actually did a pretty good creep transformation was really cool, I thought, because as I said, Goosebumps TV series does not have great special effects, but they really nailed the transforming effect, I thought. And they just followed the book nearly perfectly, and that's what I liked about it. Kind of wish it followed it closer and the effects were better. But for a Goosebumps episode, the effects were really, really good. Coming in next place is Attack of the Jackolanterns. So, the first time I watched this, I thought this episode was weird. And it's a pretty weird story. But the second time I watched it, I was enlightened. It was such a good episode. I had no clue what I was missing out for. This was so good. And it was scary. I loved it, how they had that whole, there's disappearances in there, kind of like the book. And honestly, my favorite ones, except for one of them, I did not I liked because it followed the book very, very closely. But anyway, it was a really, really good episode. I loved the creature design for the jack-o'-lanterns. And it was overall very scary. Coming in next is Awesome Ants. So, I do not have Tales to Give You Goosebumps. And by the way, and I have not read Tales. I'm so sorry about that. All my books fell down. Anyway, and I do not really like Tales to. I'm so sorry. I got mixed up because the whole thing crashed. So my apologies. We're getting back. So this is Awesome Ants. I have not read Tales to Give You Goosebumps, but I accidentally turned this on because I used to not know what Tales to Give You Goosebumps was. So I was like, oh, I'll just turn on this one. So, yeah, that's sad. And I've seen all the Tales to Give You Goosebumps episodes, except for one, which I hope I'm going to see soon. It's Strained Peas. That's the only Goosebumps episode I haven't seen. But I've heard people say it's one of the worst, so I'm not sure. Anyway, coming in next, after Awesome Ants, is The Girl Who Cried Monster. So, mainly, I love the creature design. for Mr. Mortman in The Girl Who Cried Monster. I feel like they could have made this a part 1 and 2 episode, and sadly they didn't. But as far as I got to see, this book was the episode was very, very, very good, and it followed very closely with the book, which I was very, very happy about. I mean, they cut out some extra scenes, like she went to the library more, and she went to Mr. Mormon's house. But overall, it was a really, really good episode, and the twist was very good. Well, coming in next is The Attack of the Mutant, parts 1 and 2. So, this episode is very well done, and I love the whole superhero theme. But the thing that made this one one of the best episodes in Goosebumps was its inclusion of Adam West in this episode as the Galloping Gazelle. So I'm a huge fan of Batman as well as Goosebumps, and I really enjoy the old Adam West Batman series, and the fact that they added in Adam West to this episode, I just loved that part about it. Well, coming in third place is The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. So the book I do not really like. I mean, the book was fine. It wasn't my favorite, it wasn't my least favorite, it was just a fine book. But this episode had such a great mystery. You did not know who the werewolf was until the end. It was very, very, very good. And basically the whole mystery of who is the werewolf is what brought this episode to the third best Goosebumps episode. Well, coming in second place is The Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. So, The Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes, if I had to rank on scariest Goosebumps episode, is right up there. This thing created my fear of lawn gnomes. I am afraid of lawn gnomes. I will always be afraid of lawn gnomes just because of this episode. The episode totally ruined my lawn gnome liking. I don't even know if I even knew what a lawn gnome was until I watched this episode. But my life was forever changed after I watched this episode. I've been scared of lawn gnomes ever since. Well, here's the best Goosebumps episode of all time. And that is Night of the Living Dummy 3. I really like the acting in it. And the puppeteering for Slappy was also very good. And the design of the house. And it was just every part about this was just wonderful. I just loved Slappy in there. I loved how they made multiple dummies. And this is the one that really doesn't follow the book as much. And at this time, I'm kind of happy for that. It does follow the book a little bit. Honestly, this book gave me a very depressed feeling. Because the children never proved that they were innocent and the dummy was actually alive. I just felt so bad for the main protagonist that really I just did not like the book. But the episode was more lighthearted, but Slappy was so menacing in this episode. He seemed so powerful. And that's what I really liked about Night of the Living Dummy 3. Well, that's the end of my video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And that's the end.